In contemporary politics, people tend to celebrate bottom-up social movements. In particular, many have come to believe that the Tea Party was illustrative of the power of effective grassroots organizing. Even the Democratic group Indivisible described the Tea Party in this way, as activists who organized locally. But in fact, the inception of the Tea Party was driven and fueled by the press. Most active participants and leaders agree that it got kicked off by a reporter on an NBC cable news outlet only a month after the inauguration of America's first black president.
How about we all... President Obama, are you listening? How about we're thinking of having a Chicago Tea Party in July. All you capitalists that want to show up to Lake Michigan, I'm going to start organizing.
Branding Right-Wing Activism, the News Media, and the Tea Party by Rutgers professor Khadija Costley-White looks at the way the Tea Party rose as a political brand in online, broadcast, print, and cable news, from the moment with Santelli to the national airing of the Tea Party's response to Obama's 2014 State of the Union address, the first third-party TV broadcast in American history. While the Tea Party had grassroots elements, they developed largely in response to the leadership of those in the media, most of them coming out of conservative radio and cable news, but also in outlets that span the political spectrum. And the Tea Party spread within the coverage and space given to it across all news, which helped promote the Tea Party, bolster its support, and cultivate its brand. The rise of branding in political communication has meant a switch in news media's focus from substantive political issues and policies to image, personality, audience appeal, and emotional connection. In the last 40 years, the communication between politicians and voters has been in transition, with less reliance on face-to-face interactions and more reliance on broadcasting. One study of news coverage found that people received more information about political candidates from paid political ads than from news coverage. And often, an emphasis on race and gender helped fuel coverage. Ultimately, the branding of right-wing activism, the news media, and the Tea Party shows the ways that political journalism has become dominated by the rhetoric, practices, and values of public relations and marketing. Race, gender, and class are used as key brand attributes by the news media in producing political brands, which minimize systemic effects of racism, sexism, and capitalism in the process. And that in a digital age, the divisions between the press, branding, and politics are more symbolic than concrete. To learn more, check out The Branding of Right-Wing Activism, the News Media, and the Tea Party by Khadija Costley-White.